Hey, here are 5 stupid things I've noticed since last time. Skagit River Bridge collapses under weight of apathy. A span of the Interstate 5 bridge over the Skagit River in the state of Washington collapsed week before last. No one was killed, but 3 people were injured. You would have thought, with the shoddy condition of this bridge being relatively well known, that we would have fixed it first. Actually, that has kind of a familiar ring to it. Have I heard that somewhere recently?
I propose a fix-it-first program to put people to work as soon as possible on our most urgent repairs, like the nearly 70,000 structurally deficient bridges across the country.
Wow, it looks like a really popular program. So I guess this Skagit River Bridge is just one of the unlucky ones that fell through the cracks while we've been fixing all of the other bridges, right? Actually, Steve... Oh, hi, Stuffy. Hello. As I was saying, the Fix It First program doesn't exist. Congress has never acted on any of President Obama's multiple proposals to repair the country's infrastructure. Really? Wow. I wonder how many more bridges will have to collapse before they finally do something. I don't know. Probably a lot. Boy Scouts leave anti-gay membership policy in place. About a week and a half ago now, the National Council of the Boy Scouts of America voted to end its long-standing ban on gays. As far as the Scouts go, that is. Under the new policy, openly gay Scouts will now be accepted, but openly gay Scout leaders will still be banned. Such a change to the adult membership wasn't voted on and isn't likely to even be considered anytime soon, according to members of the BSA leadership who spoke to the media. Nonetheless, an historic occasion. It reminds me of when we gave women the right to vote, but not the right to run for office, or when the military was racially desegregated, except for the officers' corps. Vatican overrides Pope, kicks atheists back out of heaven. No sooner had Pope Francis finished making his progressive and inclusive pronouncement that atheists who do good can be granted salvation and admitted into heaven than the Vatican had tackled him, stuffed a chloroform-soaked sock in his mouth, and clarified that actually salvation can only be attained through the Catholic Church. And furthermore, the Pope's remarks should not be interpreted as theologically authoritative. At least not this time. I guess they'll let us know. You know, actually, it's just as well that I'm not going to heaven. I already had a place in hell all picked out, and I know that it's too late to get that deposit back now. Teacher disciplined for informing students of constitutional rights. John Dryden, a teacher in Batavia, Illinois, has been disciplined with a letter of remedy from his school district for informing his students of their constitutional protection against self-incrimination before allowing them to fill out a survey distributed by the school that included questions asking whether or not the students had ever illegally used drugs or alcohol. The school district's position is that Dryden mischaracterized the intention of the survey and claims that there was never any danger to the students. No one was ever going to be arrested or prosecuted for any crimes they may have admitted to while answering the questions, because the survey answers would become part of their student records and therefore would be confidential and protected under student privacy laws. And I can see the school district's point on this, actually, and I don't really detect any malicious intent on their part in conducting this survey of their students. It seems like they really wanted to try to help and do something positive for their students who may have had drug problems or alcohol problems, but I just can't get around the fact that this teacher, Mr. Dryden, is being disciplined for informing his students of rights that they already have. They have the rights. What is so horrible about informing them that they have the rights before they answer the questions? It's not the same situation, but it reminds me of when people complain about cops having to inform suspects of their Miranda rights before they're interrogated. I mean, when you complain about having to inform someone of his rights, aren't you really complaining about the person having the rights and not the fact that you have to make sure they know they have the rights? Woman denied right to abort nonviable fetus. The Supreme Court of El Salvador has rejected a request that an exception be made in that nation's strict anti-abortion law that would allow a 22-year-old woman facing life-threatening complications to terminate her pregnancy, despite the fact that the fetus she carries suffers from anencephaly and has no chance of survival. Without the abortion, the mother will most likely die. The Inter-American Court of Human Rights, a body that holds jurisdiction over the Salvadoran government, has ordered that the abortion be allowed to take place, so there is still some hope. Nevertheless, how about that Supreme Court of El Salvador, huh? Dooming a woman to die to protect the life of a baby without a brain that is going to die as soon as it's born, no matter what happens. That's what I like to see. A government standing up for the sanctity of human life. The hardest part is only picking 5. Catch you next time.